Hi, I'm Amanda Patiga. I've been at Twitter for just over a year now, and I run the account management team alongside Monica.
My name is Tim Howard. I'm a client partner at Twitter. I've been here for about a year. I came from Microsoft.
I'm Monica Lappa. I'm the manager here of Client Solutions, and I've been here for almost a year and a half. So there's two reasons I think why we decided. One, I thought it was a great opportunity to meet with international students. We wouldn't have got that opportunity otherwise, and be able to tell Twitter's message, again, to folks that are living around the world that might not necessarily know. And selfish reason, we also wanted to be able to get up there and tell our story and be able to brush up on our presentation skills and make sure that we are delivering Twitter's message in a great way, and hopefully we'll get some of that feedback back from the students. But both times have been a really good experience. We're hoping to do this next year as well.
I think one of the messages that we would like to get across is for me personally, when I say I work at Twitter, the common question that I get back is, so do you tweet all day long? I think one of the messages is to get across that what we do at Twitter, how we generate revenue, what we actually do in Canada, the resources that we have here, bringing up certain people on stage to show that we're aligning across different business lines and how we're operating as a whole in Canada specifically.
Educating, I think, is also another big piece. I guess from the feedback of the groups, we see that a lot of the youth doesn't really understand Twitter. They don't use it. They think they have to tweet all the time, and that's not necessarily the case. So I think it's part of our jobs, even day to day here, but also here with the Toronto Business Academy, to educate and let the groups know that there's so much more that they can do with Twitter, and there is a new platform that they can learn from.
Well, it's also a new type of conversation, right? Like it tends to be more cerebral. So you tend to be thinking a little bit differently when you're on Twitter because you're learning something new about what's going on, as opposed to a conversation that kind of we all know about.
If you can share us where's Twitter heading in next years?
So in the next couple of years, I think what you're going to find is a really interesting shift. It's almost a paradox between what Twitter started out as, text only, to moving to very much video platform. So what that means is basically live stream. Twitter is a really great place for the conversation, sports, an ongoing event, the Olympics, big events like that. A lot of people want to talk about it, TV shows especially. So on Twitter, you will start to see more live stream content come through. It'll be a pivotal strategy for us as we move forward in the next couple of years. Because how else are you going to find out what's happening if you don't know real time? Like things that are breaking. And I think that's what Twitter's really great for. So what it helps, I think, like when what I find is that to have a conversation with someone, to build your network as a student, as we all were, you have to be able to add value to the conversation.
Okay.
So how can you add value if you have nothing to offer? And I think being able to know what's happening out in the world, outside of the world that you know, offering value from political events or entertainment or whatever it is that the person cares about, you're able to give something to that conversation.
Yeah.
That helps to build rapport. So I think that's.
And it's a public platform. If people are trying to build a business, you want to be able to explain what you're doing, what your value proposition is, and put it out there in the world rather to your close network.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get started and build that business from scratch.
And I also think on that note too, being a student, I would want to follow people that are in the industry that I want to enter, to see how they're talking, what they're talking about, what resources they're using, use them as a resource.
Yeah, model your business after these places that already exist. This is where you can find that.
Well, it's always important to do your research. It shows that you care, and that's something that sets you apart, right? So the greatest piece of advice that I ever got from my cousin, who is a venture capitalist, which is what I wanted to go into, was be able to tell a story. And she said to me, what is your story? So that's something I'd advise to your students is, in order to stand apart, you have to have a story. We interview people from Harvard and Stanford and MIT, the best schools in the world. But if they don't have a story that sets them apart, I'm not sure why they're different on the team. So it comes down to how they make the most of the relationships that they build, the time that they have wherever they are, and developing and refining who they are and their story.